the more I think about it, I think they are gone. I don't feel like I've seen one of these in a long, long time. And apparently that's the case in Australia as well. So, do you remember these things? I think they were just to hold the pizza together and like maybe separate it from the roof or the top of the box when you close it, right? Something along those lines. Why did those go away? I don't know. I really don't know much about these, and I guess they're considered nostalgia now. A lot of these are shows, so this is a really interesting subreddit. If you ever want to take a look, Australian nostalgia, it's pretty cool. Of course, like I said, a lot of this stuff I'm not sure about. So, like Trial by Kyle, I'm assuming that this is some sort of show or series or something. Like here in the U.S., there's a famous one called Judge Judy, right? Now, there's a lot of those kind of court shows or judge shows where it's like real court, but they film it, on weekdays or whatever. I don't know how it works. Remember doing your own fuses. What is this? Some sort of ancient, like, fuse box or something? What on earth? So obviously I don't know what's going on here. This seems very fascinating though. 230 volt light, 230 volt power, this big off and on switch there. This is really fascinating. Someone tell me approximately how old is this unit? And I'm assuming this is not common anymore. Now, this is kind of funny, but this is nostalgia because this is the same thing in the U.S. as well. This nostalgia is lighting up a smoke in the pub or bar. And yeah, I mean, long time ago, that was commonplace. And now, of course, that is just not common. Or not common is the wrong word. It just non-existent. That's what I meant. Because you can't, right? Like, I don't know what the rules are in Australia, but in the U.S. and any of these, public spaces, restaurant, store, whatever, right? You obviously cannot smoke in them. And you can't even light up a smoke within like 15 feet of the entrance or something like that, 20 feet, something like that. So, yeah, that day came and went long ago. Look at these, the forgotten decimal coinage. Take a look at these. We can zoom in. It's a little blurry, but you can kind of see some of these. Now, of course, I'm not a coin expert, and I'm definitely not an Aussie coin expert. I've gotten some from you guys, which is awesome, but I'm no expert on them. So maybe you might recognize some of these. Maybe some really cool pieces in here. Looks like some varying condition, varying, sizes, value, and I'm sure years. Who remembers All-Star? This looks kind of cool. My auntie had an All-Star box. I was always so excited to sleep over at her place because she let me stay awake to watch Nickelodeon. My cousins who grew up on the coast always called it Foxtel. I used to know the channel numbers by heart. Well, this is definitely old school. I'm going to guess this is maybe 90s. Whoa, look at this old, oh God, my brain is failing me right now. What do you call this? I know there's a name for this that shows this, like, the different channels and the schedule for the shows and stuff. The name is escaping me right now, but it's been a long time since I saw one of those. And that name, of course, would be the TV Guide. All-Star, you'll love what's on. 132-342allstar.com.au. Really? I wonder if this was like there was a couple different things in the 90s before, everyone had a million channels like nowadays, which, by the way, on the flip side, most people don't watch regular TV anymore, including myself, most people I know. But until a few years ago, most people had hundreds of channels, right? With either like satellite TV, like in the U.S. we have Dish Network and DirecTV are the two major suppliers for satellite TV. And then of course you had different cable companies that offer cable with tons of channels as well as TiVo was before just generic DVR. DVR of course meaning you can pause live TV, rewind it, fast forward, record it, that type of thing. In the 90s there was such a thing as a TiVo box, which had, maybe is what this is, like similar, or this was another brand I can't think of in the 90s where it was kind of cool. You had like a lot of channels and you could access the internet like a browser through it on your TV, which for 1997 or something was pretty ahead of its time. That was like unheard of. Like, what? We have the internet on the TV? So yeah, maybe it's something like that. I don't know. You guys can weigh in. It kind of looks cool though. Remember it, and I remember the special card you could get if you paid the installation guy a little extra. What? What's that? Called them gold cards. Also, you also changed where the satellite dish was pointing on the system. Channel 31 fish cam. Was this a thing on old TV? That's kind of cool and random, right? This came on when Rage wasn't on. 2 core memories. 1, seeing a dead fish floating. Oh my God, for real? Me and my friends placing prop bets on when this shit would break off from the fish's arse. That is absolutely hilarious. I love it. Watching a fish cam and placing bets on it. That sounds actually really fun. Man, I loved Briz 31. It was a whole different universe, eh? I should say, I know this is a different channel than Rage, but this just was my default post 2 a.m. channel if Rage wasn't on. You guys will have to tell me if you remember this Channel 31 or Rage. And I don't know, was this, again, 80s, 90s? I'm assuming maybe 90s or maybe early 2000s for this. That's pretty funny. Now, this is fascinating to me. This is when below-the-knee board shorts were king, right? Look at this. This is Australia, but this looks like the U.S. to me because I feel like, at least from what I've observed, this is still the style in the U.S., right? Any type of board shorts, swimwear, swimming trunks, they're going to be about to your knee or maybe even below, but I'd say about to your knee in the U.S. You don't see a lot of, less coverage than that. Now, I realize other countries that tends to be more common, so that's pretty interesting. Now, if this isn't old school, I don't know what it is. This type of thing, of course, existed in the U.S. as well and is just non-existent now. Publishing your address and phone number in a magazine to find local people to trade Pokemon with you. What a simpler time, right? I mean, yeah, people were kind of like very transparent in like the 80s and 90s, posting your address, phone number for the public to see. And I feel like that is just non-existent nowadays. Look at this. Looks like a kid's maybe type of board game or something or some sort of toy called the Battle Dome. Never heard of it in my life. Don't know if we had it in the U.S. or not. Probably not. Looks fun. A game of rapid fire action and lightning quick reflexes. Anyone remember this? Kind of cool. Okay, now this one blows my mind. Sometimes you see things and you're like, wait. Like somewhere in my brain, I know about this, but I haven't thought about that in 25 years or something, right? This is one of those things. I'm 97% sure we had these in the U.S. as well. I don't even know what you would call it. It says, who had one of these? And I believe this is like some sort of, I don't even know what you call this thing, like a, kind of like a floor mat, like you would put it before a door somewhere on the outside. And I think it was for maybe like brushing off your shoes or something. And it was rubber, right? It was kind of like, it reminded me of like car tire tread or something like rubber. And then it had these colored, these things, whatever these things are, right? That hold it together. Wow. I feel like I recognize this. I feel like I've definitely stepped on one of these before. But if I have, then it has been literally 20 something years. Right? It's been forever since I saw one of these. And the top comment says you can still buy them. And it links us to Bunnings. So here we are in the Bunnings site. I did not expect this. It's still loading. Page not found. No way. Oh, do they not have it anymore? What the heck? These things took nothing off your shoes whatsoever, but everyone had them back in the day. Yeah, I feel like they weren't very effective. Unless I'm like totally dreaming here, I'm pretty sure I've seen these in the U.S. And they, like I said, this would have been in the 90s, way long ago. And I remember a few different houses having them, I thought. This comment really I resonate with, though. I just had the most visceral reaction to seeing this post. Like, I can't believe such a mundane object awoke core memories in me. That's what I'm saying. Like, seeing things that are like nothing, just random stuff. Like something literally on the floor that you like step on and rub your shoes on. Like it's just some clunky rubber device on the floor that really doesn't do anything well. But yet here we all are like, oh my God, I remember that. That's been so long, right? It puts into perspective how freaky fast time goes and how the 90s, on one hand, to me, felt like yesterday, and on the other hand, is like, whoa.